Okay, in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to set up the conditional formatting that was needed for the second problem in this week's Excel test. The problem requirement is stated here from problem number 45, so right here I've just cut and pasted the relevant portion here. So after you find the optimal assignments, use conditional formatting so there are two things that we have to do. The cost of the school the school system pays for each route is highlighted in red. So that's your first rule. So in column E, wherever there is a 1, that is the cost that the school system will be paying, because that's the assignment that takes place. So we want that to be in red. And then the second condition is that whenever the cheapest bid is not used for a route, then that bid needs to be highlighted in green. So that's the second rule. So you need two conditions for the second rule. So we need to see whether an assignment is being made or not. And then you have to compare the cost of that assignment with the cheapest possible cost for the route. So here is the cost matrix. So we have 12 routes, and these are the bid costs available. So first we need to set up a lookup table here for each route. What is the minimum possible cost? So that would be the formula min O20 through O35, and then you copy that across. Then now you have the cheapest possible bid for each of the 12 routes. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up the conditional formatting, and you want the bids to be highlighted. So the range for conditional formatting is that. Okay. Then you go to conditional formatting and create a new rule. Okay. And we're going to use a formula. The first one is simple, and that is all we have to do is to simply check whether an assignment is made or not. Okay. We need to make sure that this formula is applied all the way down E10 through the last cell E49. So the absolute reference must be removed. So press F4 until you get simply equal to E10. And if that is equal to 1, then an assignment is made. And the textbook wants us to format that with red background. So I'm going to use fill color and use red and click OK. All right. So that's the first rule. Click OK. So now you see that all the ones are highlighted with red. Okay. Now we have to set up the second conditional formatting. So now again we need a new rule. Okay. So this time we need two rules. So to set up two rules, we need to use AND. Okay. So I have given hints over here. To set up two conditions, you need to use AND, condition 1 and condition 2. So the first condition is to see whether an assignment was made. So once again we have to remove the absolute references. So equal to 1. So is E10 equal to 1? So that's the first condition. Okay. If so, okay, so then we have to use the second condition. So we have to now see whether the bid cost for that assignment, okay, which will be like D10. Once again we have to remove the absolute references, is that equal to the minimum possible for that route? So we need to use the lookup table here, and since it's arranged in a horizontal fashion, you have to use HLOOKUP. Okay, so is D10, okay, the bid cost, is it equal to HLOOKUP for that route? Okay, and once again we have to remove the absolute references. So that's the lookup value. So the route number, and now you have to go down here to the lookup table, which is that. Now this lookup table should always be fixed, and therefore we need to leave that with the absolute references. And the minimum will come from the second row of the lookup table. So we put two. So you need one parenthesis for the H lookup and one for the AND. Okay, now actually we want not equal to, but is it greater than. So the condition given in the textbook is if the bid is not used, if the cheapest bid is not used. So if D10 is greater than, so for any assignment that was made, if the bid is greater than the minimum possible value, so that's when we have to format that with the green background. And then click OK. So now you see the ones that were not minimum were, they have the background green, and the ones where it is the least bid is left with red. So once again, let's look at the two rules, highlight, and go to conditional formatting and manage rules. So here are the two rules. So this one is the double condition. Okay, edit rule. We can see what the rule looks like. And E10 equal to 1. Okay, is an assignment made? If so, the second condition is the cost equal to the minimum or greater than minimum. So because we want to see whether this is not the cheapest cost. Okay. And the first rule is simply read whether assignment was not, whether an assignment was made or not.